Chachi. Chachi's getting ready for a morning nap in one of her favorite little locations up high. She likes being up high. Well, I am getting ready to enter Saturday, April 22nd, 3rd, something like that. We have a little bit of a chill in the air. A little bit of rain, maybe, a little drizzle. I hope it doesn't rain too hard today. What's going to happen on this Saturday? Well, for me, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. I got a little I Love It about to begin the day, folks. Well, I love it. I'm just going to spend a little bit of time here doing a little cleanup, early morning, a little chilly. I got this friend I'm going to be stopping by, hopefully, with a couple of coffees. We have a little chit-chat. But yeah, Lyle Lovett came to me via an actress who used to come into the cafe that I was involved with Connie. And Connie, that's a whole video unto itself. Connie was, I did a cafe with her, just an amazing person, helped change my life around and helped me discover the creative artist that was living inside and what that all meant. But anyway, yeah, this actress used to come into our place, and she was, working in films in Hollywood and the Canadian scene and all that stuff. And she was a big Lyle Lovett fan. And then I went to a concert when he had a big band, and that was really good. And then I went to another concert where he was just sitting on the stage with a guitar with another guy named John Haidt. And they just switched, played their guitars, sang their songs, and told stories about it. And that was really good. But Lyle Lovett, yeah, he is, his voice is just really nice and gentle and beautiful. He's like a real gentleman. So I remember he was briefly married to Julia Roberts, the actress. And I remember people saying, "What is she thinking? Marrying Lyle Lovett." Well, the way that I think about that was, what was he thinking? Yeah. There's a farmer's market over at the park where I walk my dog today. So hopefully the rain stops enough I can go over and check out that scene, meet up with a couple of friends that I have that are vendors over there. That's always a good thing. hopefully I can meet with the president of that Little League Association today. And then she has a little bit of information for me. I'm missing some past champions that I want to engrave in on the baseball here that we got going yesterday. Got that into a little bit more of a little bit of progress made there. If you're wondering, yeah, I do got my trusty kind of royal bluish turtleneck on. And if you're also wondering, yes, I do wash it. But I just make sure it's dried in time. I can wear it the next day. Yeah, just these little things right here, picking up garbage. Now imagine if our people in power were to have pushed our citizens to be sufficiently supplied with vitamin D. You know, given that we're living in a part of the world that gets very little proper, the sun can't produce vitamin D for many months of the year. And, you know, with the vitamin D, maybe these things should come and everybody can just walk around and pick up garbage. It's kind of enjoyable, actually.
And if I had a boat, I'd go out on the ocean. And if I had a pony, I'd ride him on my boat. And we could all drive.
Like, tell me that doesn't sound beautiful. Lyle, love it. I think I'm going to do a couple of little hangs here. I got a bar set up right here in my studio. And I haven't been doing many of these lately, and I should be. My tippy toes are touching the ground right now, so I'm just kind of stretching my body out. But there's times where I try to do, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these for like a minute or so. You can actually feel the parts of your spine doing a little cracking action and straightening themselves out, I think. Lots of people say this is a great exercise. I'm sure there's going to be some detractors out there too. Kind of waiting on a couple of things here. One of them's a friend with coffee, and if he doesn't show up soon, I'm going to get my own. And two, the woman that I want to meet up with, the president of the Little League Association, I think she only gets into her little business around 10 or something. I phoned yesterday and her worker said she'll be there in the morning, so. And I might just take the little dog for a drive, and because I just don't feel like, if I have to go out and do a few things, I just don't feel like getting all dusty and sanding and stuff like that. Like I could be sanding the glove and advancing on that front, but I just don't feel like it, to be honest with you. I'm just walking around. Kind of wish there was more things I could clean up, but yeah, just not ready. My mind's not into it yet. You know, I do, you know, I got my pieces, a couple of the pieces out there, just looking at it. I'm just kind of thinking of what my next step is going to be. So if I'm standing here, there's my little camera stand. I'm standing inside my studio right there. This way I'm walking west. So if I turn out onto the street here, or the laneway, that goes down a little hill right there. And as you can see, it's Pothole City, USA. And that's looking west. If I turn this way, that's looking south. And then if I come out and continue to go, and that's looking east. That street right there is a busy-ish Vancouver street. And this old fence, I put a couple of boards in it there last year. But this little tree that's in the corner, I'll give you a little close up. Those little bad boys right there, those are going to be popping here soon. And when this tree is ready to go, I'm going to kind of document it. This is a dogwood, and I really love it when they're in bloom. And I haven't showed some blooms in the last few videos, but I've been driving around still, and you know, it really is phenomenal in this city. I know I've said it 100 times, but the springtime in this city is phenomenal. And what am I going to do with this little billboard here that I have ready to go? I haven't really focused on trying to find a place for it. And I know there's a couple of boards in the way, but it says, "Break and tear away your old artificial being and see what happens next." I have a nice little friendly cat on the corner here, but I was just driving by this street after meeting with the Little League brass, and there's cars coming behind me. This is a street that is lined with cherry trees that are in bloom. That's looking west into Vancouver. I'm actually in Burnaby right now. Just a little quick shot of it. I've got so many quality vendors in this little market. And if I veer over to my right, which is looking south, that's the other end of that's part of Trout Lake Park, where I walk the dog almost every day. Oh yeah, just back from my little shopping trip. Not shopping, I was at the market, walking my dog. Saw my friend Steph. A very special now I get a special lunch. Steph, after she finishes her market, is gonna come over. I live close by, and we're gonna go out for lunch. Haven't really spoke to her in a long time, so that will be a treat. It's always a treat when you get to meet with a quality person like her. She's been a longtime friend of mine. Okay. Am I gonna do something? I'm still in the I don't feel like it mode. But I think wisdom tells us the more you kind of force yourself, and once you start doing something, things usually fall into place. I have a tea on the go. The package said it's a stress soother. Now, I don't know how much of a home run that is, but you know, I'm not going to discount it. It could very well. How's it going? Guy just walking his two little dogs. Judging by what was tucked under his arm, he just came back from the pet store. So, what am I going to do here? I'm going to do something besides drink my tea. Well, maybe I will just finish me tea. What's wrong with that? I got my notebook here. See if I can find anything good if I scroll through it. This is my latest notebook. I always like to have one. You just never know when an idea is gonna come to you, right? Like, it's I forget who said it, but I remember picking up this tip one time having to do with creativity, and it's like, if it comes, you know, a good creative idea does come, then go with it. Make sure that you follow it. Hey Paul, how are you?
Good, good. Just dropping off some recycling.
Oh yeah, right on. So you must follow that creative impulse in the moment, otherwise it could be gone forever. So if you're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and have a great idea, it's best to write it down, because if you think you're going to remember it, the chances are that it's not going to happen. So I've always remembered that, and I thought it was I actually thought it was an excellent idea. Okay, here's something that's really excellent. And I have the word tribe written down, so I'm assuming it comes from a book called Tribe, written by Sebastian, I think it's Unger. It's spelt with a J, but I don't think it's Junger. Sebastian Unger. And I've read a couple of his things before. I think he's the guy that wrote the one on Mount Everest. I forget what the name of that was. Anyway, this is from a book called Tribe, which I thought was really good, and it's talking about how we're sticking with our left or right and tribal thinking and picking your tribe and not listening to the others. And how's the little baby doing? How's Isla doing?
It's doing really good.
Yeah?
Letting us get a little bit more sleep these days, which is nice.
Hey, it's only a month. It sounds like you guys
Feels
are
like it's been a lot longer.
You guys,
you know how it is.
you actually.
Yeah, the artwork's looking really good.
Yeah, thanks. Celine was talking about you the other night at dinner,
Oh, yeah.
saying that she was telling me, and I was like, oh, I know Paul.
Yeah.
But
wow.
yeah, well, good for you again, eh?
Alright, hope the YouTube channel's going well.
Yeah, it's fun. So this is from the book called Tribe. How do you become a man in a world that doesn't require courage, is what the question here is. But it's you know, I have written down. He gets to something called self-determination theory, And he says, human beings need 3 basic things in order to be content. Number 1, they need to feel competent at what they do. Second point he writes down, humans need to feel authentic in their lives. And this is for contentment. This is to feel content. And then the third point, human beings need to feel connected with others. And I wrote it down because, you know, when I read it, I thought it was really excellent points that were being made. And I agree. Need to feel competent at what they do, need to feel authentic in their lives, and need to feel connected with others. And to be quite honest with you, wisdom, you know, the research that I continuously do on wisdom and just trying to read from different cultures and what people say over the millennia, you know, one of the things that I do keep coming back to is about feeling competent at what they do, and you know, knowing your value in society and having that ability to put your worth out into the world is, you know, it's very important. And I can just speak from my own experience. It has been very important, and it's been a struggle for me for many years, as it is with many other people out there. You don't have to be a creative or not, but I do relate to the creatives, and I do know that it's an ongoing theme with a lot of people struggling to find how to you know, do their true proper work and put it out into the world and have it to be accepted. So I actually thought that was a really good point. Yeah. Well, okay, my tea's almost done. I'm going to start doing a little bit of sanding here, I guess. So, this is kind of where we stand right now. Got my holes all drilled out, and I'm ready to put the seams in. And I think today what I'm going to do, just before Stephanie comes over and we go for lunch, is... Just a sec, car coming. I'm gonna put a little screw up through the bottom of this plate right here and into the glove just to secure it, and then I'm just gonna get my angle grinder with the sanding disc on it, and I'm just gonna try to smooth out where these meet, and then I'll have that kind of ready to go. That's something I can do as I'm waiting around for an answer from the Hastings or the Little League people that have the information that I'm waiting for before I start to carve things in. And then you see how that is sticking out there. Right there, I'm gonna shave that down where it meets in, and the same on the other side. There's a little bit. So that's what I think I'll do as I'm waiting.
I'm begging you, must tell me if you can.
And since I'm putting these on and I do that little task that I had just mentioned, I might just do some sanding here. You know, taking the plunge. I was being lazy. Oh, and if I had a boat. feels like a relaxing Saturday here in my neighborhood. Even when I was driving around today, everything seemed to be kind of slow moving. There were a lot of people at the market. It always feels good over there. There's, you know, the food that was there today. What was there? I think the grilled cheese food truck was there. There was a Jamaican patty food truck. I was pretty close to hooking onto one of those things. And then there's a little coffee cart. It's a couple that do it, and they hook it up to the back of their bicycle, and everything's kind of done by hand and stuff. And I always enjoy getting a coffee from them. It's pretty good. But I didn't today. Now, so this piece on the base that I had found that time, it already had a hole that was cut out with the Forester bit there. So when I cut my base, I tried to line up the fact that this hole was going to be on the bottom. It'll line up with being able to drill from below, and it'll line up with the bottom of the glove there. So that kind of worked out okay. It's almost like I knew what I was doing. Almost. That is. So I think one screw from the bottom right now, I just want to secure this as I do my sanding detail. One screw from the bottom will be sufficient. Now here's a situation that would be very helpful to have somebody walk by that could hold this for me as I do this. But yeah, I think that's gonna be good right there. Oh God, do I gotta get down? I gotta get down. Oh, my ears. That's unlucky. There's an area on the bottom of this glove that was all rotten, kind of hollowed out, and obviously Murphy's Law tells you that that's where the screw would want to go. So now that's there. If I go more towards the back, what's going to happen? It's a bit annoying. See what happens here. boat. Hopefully I catch it with this. Oh yeah. That bit. Okay. Now, that one screw should be sufficient enough to hold it. Then I'll just, if you can see here, I'll just run the grinder or the sanding disc off the grinder just to kind of match that and make sure it all just melds in. And that is something that gets done.